Hello and welcome to Bread of Life, a daily devotional program which each week features a different area pastor. Our speaker for this week is Pastor Don Rivers of Colchester.
Welcome back. As we move forward in our study, the concept of what we think of ourselves comes to mind. What we know and understand is limited, but God is all-knowing. Our faith is limited, but nothing is impossible with God. You see how the writer delicately helps us. Because of the privilege and authority God gave me, listen. Don't think you know everything and have all the faith you need. We all know someone who thinks they know everything and has an opinion on how everything will go down. Maybe that's us. We are the person who knows the future. That attitude is developed as a defense mechanism, a protection device. We fear that if we don't, someone will have the upper hand or will take advantage of us. It is hard to be at peace when we're trying to figure everything out. Funny thing is, just the time we think we have figured it out, it changes. I didn't see that coming. There are so many instances in our lives that we devote time and effort figuring out every angle, trying to solve all the what-ifs in life, drains our energy and leaves us exhausted. Worry, anxiety, and angst rob us of living. The writer says, stop. You don't have enough understanding to figure it out. God does, and He will guide us on the right path. From Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. God only reveals to us what we can handle. When we think we are supposed to figure the rest out, we take it from there and come up with all kinds of scenarios of what tomorrow will bring. We think we know, and then we act and make plans based on our lack of understanding. The result isn't what we anticipated. In fact, the result usually presents a surprise or two. Think of the times you thought you knew what was going on. You had it all figured out. Then, when the dust settled, it wasn't even close to what you thought was going on. One of the areas that we think we know best is in other people's lives. We look from the outside and observe their actions, and then we set off thinking we know the whole story and how they should live their life. The problem comes when we start telling them how to live. I'm reminded of the words of Christ in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 7, verses 3 through 5. And why worry about a speck in your friend's eye when you have a log in your own? How can you think of saying to your friend, let me help you get rid of that speck in your eye, when you can't see past the log in your own eye? Hypocrite. First get rid of the log in your own eye, then you will see well enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye. When we put these verses together, we should come to the understanding that God knows, and He will reveal it to us when we have to know. If we let God renew our mind, we will be thinking and focusing on our life, on letting Him lead, and not taking matters into our own hands. The passage says to be honest with oneself. Realize what our limitations are. Stay in your lane. Let God do what He does, and don't take the wheel and try to drive the car where you think it should go. Likewise, we should understand that faith is something we develop by walking with God. He reminds us not to get ahead of ourselves. We are not there yet. We all have a lot to learn, especially as it relates to God and His will for our lives. We would do best to take a step back, hold our tongue, focus our mind on what God has revealed, and wait for God to move. When He does, follow Him.
You've been listening to Pastor Don Rivers of Colchester, and this has been Bread of Life, a program to encourage you from God's Word.